Hey guys, another episode on Jelly Belly. Today we're gonna be going through why you turn the key on, but let me show you actually. Say you go put your key in right here, turn it, and you will have your radio, you will have your sunroof will work, your doors will work, your horn will work, your heater will work, everything will work, but you will not have crank. So you'll hear your fuel pump, you'll hear all that stuff going, but you turn the key and it just goes nothing. There's not even a click. So I'm going to show you guys how to change your ignition switch. It may not be an ignition switch, it may be something else. A ground, you have to check your grounds, but it's probably going to be an ignition switch. Okay, so the first thing you have to do this is, just under the steering wheel, you will see a tiny screw. That is a Phillips. Okay, now that you have your Phillips screw loosened, you're gonna pull down the side and it comes off. Next up top, you have this plate, and we're gonna be pulling that off. Now we have this plate going above the steering column and under the dash. Let's pull that out. Sorry for the camera. You just gotta pull really hard. Next you have on top of here, let me see if I can get a better angle at that. Yes, I can. Right there, and right there, you have two Torx bits. There you go, and now with these two bits on top, these two torque bits, this comes off. When pulling this plate off, pull it off ignition side first, and then over, and then out. And now you have this, and your ignition switch will be right down there, and the only thing holding that on will be this Torx screw, I believe. That little Torx bit down there will be a security version of a T10. It's about 1/8 of an inch, it's super small, and has a little security hole in the middle. Let's put that in and take it out. So now we've got down here, we have that little wiring connector for the ignition switch. We have looks like ground down there at the bottom, and this big white wire to unplug. And almost forgot, when you're working on your Jeep, or anywhere in your wiring or any vehicle, disconnect your battery because you don't want to get a nasty shock from it. Now we're going to be taking off this bottom right here, this bracket where your knees go, for better access. You don't have to, but we are going to. So that is under here, 10mm bolt already out, and that is under there, 10mm bolt already out, and one screw, and we'll keep going from there. Okay, that screws out now, right down there, it goes right there, and we just did, there's 2 more screws already, up here, and on this side, right there, and you gotta take those out, and then it just literally pulls out. Now under here, you see this right here, this wiring harness, and this wiring harness, you just take up like a screwdriver, you push that one in, and then you push on this end, and it comes out right there. That's the big white one was, and that's the little black one was. And now pull it out, you push on back here, see those 2 clips? Right there, one side, you just clip in with like a narrow pair of pliers, and you pull, and it comes out. Now let's put the new one back in. Here you go, we got this one. Here is your codes if you want to buy it yourself. There you go. It's a ignition switch. Let's put it in. And here's our old one versus new one. Not much of a difference. You tilt them up like that. Yeah, not much of a difference. And now when you're putting the new ignition switch to make sure they line up, that little notch right there, you take your key, or like a very narrow screwdriver. In this case, my YJ key. It's nice and narrow enough. You take it in and you turn it all the way back, so it'll go off, ACC, on, and then you'll hear like a spring, and that'll be start. Turn it all the way to off, and then go in here with your keys, your ignition, and turn it all the way to off, and then that makes sure that your new one will line up. Okay, now let's go ahead and install these wiring harnesses back into the new one. There you go, the first one, white one, and then the little black one went in. They just clicked right in. And I saw this little dangling orange and white wire, didn't know what it's for. I put on this. I don't even know what this is for. So, yeah, that worked. I'm not gonna put the ignition switch back all together, put all the casing back on because I don't have time today, but that should fix your problem of why your Jeep Grand Cherokee won't start.